Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store, where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with a donation deck list from Michael Bailey. A huge thank you for sending me this through. This is Yorion Maverick, an Abzan build of Yorion Maverick, looking to do some pretty cool things. So this pretty much looks like a traditional 60 card Maverick deck, but with the extra 20 cards, you build into a bit of a more grindier deck with cards like Field of the Dead, which you can find with the End Green Sun Zenith threat in prime time, and Titania from the graveyard, which is pretty cool. So really looking forward to play this. We also have Elvish Reclaimer, and a few flagstones to ramp, which is quite nice. And then your usual kind of suspects when it comes to Green Sun's targets, from Mana Dorks. I've added in a Sylvan Safekeeper because I do want to have some protection against bounce effects on things like Gaddock Teeg or Collect Oof against combo. And obviously it's also nice with Titania as a way just to make sure you can untap with lethal on the board by sacking your lands, getting 5/3s, untapping and swinging. We are also playing Solitude as just some more earlier removal if needed, but just going as like a 2-2 split with the prismatic endings. The 4 swords, of course, 4 Thalias, a pretty sort of stock list. It's funny because you think you get 20 extra cards to add in, which seems like a lot, but it isn't really that much. There's only so much you can play around with, so this should be pretty interesting. I've built the board to beat combo because I think main deck, we're pretty good in the mid-range matchups. So other than a Plague Engineer, it's all pretty much like, any sort of turn 1, turn 0 hate against combo, I'm definitely all for. So this should be pretty sweet, but a huge thank you to Michael for coming and sending this through. Really looking forward to playing it because we have seen a few Yorion Maverick decks 5-0. It's obviously seen a lot more with Death and Taxes, where you have a lot more sort of interaction and synergy with ETB effects like Recruit of the Guard, Flicker Wisp, Skyclave, Stoneforge Mystic. But pretty keen to see how it goes. Also have the 4 onces, which is quite nice, even just for early game or late game consistency, which is cool. So we'll see how this goes. Hey team, welcome, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're from. Legacy League with Yorion, play points, nice. Gameplay, there we go. There we go. I did watch the game. I haven't seen a call like that, ever. Look, like, benefit of the doubt, I feel like the ref, this is rugby union by the way, I feel like the ref was telling Wallabies throughout the game to kind of speed up, but yeah, pretty tough to see. This is a pretty fantastic hand. I'm pretty happy to keep this. Note, I will need to be reminded that we do have Yorion as like a play to put in hand, but yeah, like turn 1 Zenith for Dryad Arbor, turn 2 we have Teeg if needed, we have Sylvan Library, we have Knight if it's best, so pretty happy to see how he goes. Yeah, I thought we had it, like a really good comeback there from the Wallabies for sure. Keep. Hey, good GM. I think Sarah's Paragon can be played in a version of Maverick. I'd like to try it out as a one of in Fiend Artisan decks. I think it's pretty cool in a deck where you can find it. The big issue with non-green creatures and testing them in Maverick is that you don't typically see them a whole lot. Like I was playing a version that's up on YouTube now, a green-white version of Mav with Sarah Paragon, and we just didn't really see it, which is pretty tough. But I think it has legs. But again, yeah, it's taking the spot of potentially a green creature, which automatically becomes a 5 of with just 1 copy in the deck, thanks to Green Sun Zenith. Oh, this could be Dredge. It could be... Oh, it's going to be Rainbow Depths, potentially. It does have wings. Okay. So here we're just going to go for a knight. I think knight is just best. We can also green suns potentially next turn if we draw a land for Outland Liberator, which turns on Wasteland. But Teeg is pretty dead in this matchup. Okay. Thoughtseize is pretty strong. We do have, we have reach with endurance as well, so we can buy a turn. We do have to think about Not of This World. Okay. This is an interesting spot. I think I like green suns for Outland Liberator and just get that into play. Oh, wait. Oh, no, we are. Okay, good. I was going to say we are also playing Knight of Autumn, which potentially could have been better, but I think Lib here is fine, and they're just holding up the Knight to potentially get Caracas. But typically a pretty solid matchup against Depths. A land's not too bad. I also could have used the Knight, and I definitely should have. I just blinked. I apologize. But here we get to kind of, yeah, like attack with the Frenzy Trap Breaker to hit the Needle, which is pretty sweet. So pretty happy to do that first. Hey, Northern Angel, welcome. Wow, they just let it slide. I didn't expect that. Okay. Now we can play Dried Arbor and hold up once. Yeah. I had a pretty sweet play against Rainbow before. So there could be a world where they respond to me activating the Knight with just making them Marit Lage, but then we can go for Caracas, and then we have 2 ways to interact with Dark Depths, because we get to Caracas it, and then if they have Not of This World or Stifle, then we get to try to Caracas it again. So I think here I'm happy to once first. Maybe not. Maybe because if I once and draw into Caracas and then use Knight, I guess I don't have to hit Caracas, but like in the off chance that Caracas is the only card to take, I think we'll start with sacking the plains and seeing what happens. Oh, they do nothing. Okay. Well, here I'm happy to get the Wasteland. And now I'm pretty happy to once. Okay. I think we just want another Knight here. We're at 13. Grist. Okay. I don't really need either of these. I kind of want to have the land. Actually, Gaddock Teeg allows us to play around Not of This World, which is actually relevant. So I'm actually going to start with that. And then potentially play the other Knight. No, I want to hold up the Wasteland here and probably just draw a card. Yeah, so now we have multiple ways to interact, which is nice. They also didn't do anything end step, which is pretty huge. We actually have lethal next turn while also holding up Wasteland and Caracas, which is pretty sweet. So what I'm going to do here is get a Wasteland. I don't want to get the Caracas just yet because of the Ghost Quarter. But like, if they Ghost Quarter Wasteland here, we can Wasteland the Dark Depths to make them go for it, and then we can just get Caracas with this Knight. That's true. I could have chosen to not take anything. But I think it's nice just to make sure it's just not there as kind of taking up a slot that doesn't need to take up a slot, which is kind of cool. There are some interesting Tyranids for sure. The X green and red card, I'm not too sure how good it is. And for those of you who are unaware, it's X, a green and a red, so you can Green Suns for it for 2. It is a 2/2 that when it comes into play, it fights a creature, so it can kill something like a 1/1 Delver, etc. And then if you actually cast it and X is equal to 5 or more, it comes in with X counters, but if it's more than 5, you get to draw a card as well. I assume they have Stifle here, and I don't think there's a great way to play around it other than allowing it to occur. They choose the stage to keep. But then if they use one Stifle here, then they don't have anything for the incoming Caracas, because none of this world is turned off by Teeg. So I'm not sure what they could have here. I guess they could have Elvish Spirit Guide into Tamio's Safekeeping, and then Ghost Quarter this? No, okay. Lucky. I don't mind the forces. I don't mind the forces because of Needle, and I don't mind the Plague Engineer because of both Hexmage or Safekeeper. I think we can take out pretty easily the Collector Oof. I don't mind the Thalias. I think like the Primetime Titania package is just a little bit too heavy, but I'm probably happy to cap that in like one Field of the Dead. I don't think the game's going to be going that long, so I'd rather just keep kind of like a pretty Maverickish style 80 and just go from there. I think the key cards are things like Knight. Elvish Reclaim is fantastic. Solitude's actually really good in this matchup because opponents might not expect it. I also totally forgot about Yorion. A little bit of an awkward hand because of the Dryad and Cradle. And without like a 1-drop start, we're not really doing anything until turn 2. I would assume a hand from them would be something like turn 1 discard, turn 2 potentially like Lage into X-Mage. This doesn't really do a whole lot. I'm pretty happy to mulligan this. This is better, but obviously here there's no green source. Which is pretty brutal if they like take the swords, but we do have a Wasteland, so I'm pretty happy to keep this, and then probably bottom the Grist here. But it's a loose keep. It's a keep because I'm up a game and I know how well that this matchup can be. But like, you know, they have Needle for Wasteland, they have Ghost Quarter, they have Stifle, of course. There's a few things. If you get like in a really bad position, you can Wasteland your own flagstones to go and find Savannah, but that's not really what I'm looking to be doing. Okay. Okay. They're down to 3 cards. Okay. I think if I draw an Endurance, I'd be happy to pitch it to a creature just to be able to tap Cradle for green at some stage. Force of Vigor would be a really nice draw as well. It's definitely a live draw. Okay, there we go. Probably just want to go for Bayou. And then it probably is Reclaimer. I think Reclaim is just a little bit better than Hierarch, but definitely interesting. Yeah, even the ability to go and get Karakas next turn off the flagstones is quite nice. Start pressuring them in multiple ways to like have something for the sword and then also something there. But they're gonna crop here for stage, which means they just have protection as their last. I can't even swords my own creature, which is tough to like try to get there. Yeah. But yeah, they're like definitely the hands you want to be playing as a depths player, so not too much to say there other than let's send this back and see how it goes. Hey Percy, welcome. Probably a loose keep, to be fair. Like, I think that game goes a lot better if we probably go to a 5 that has the ability to cast a turn 1 spell. Oof. Now, look, to get called out by Jarvis U, very, very cool. But here's the thing. My opponent went to Assassin's Trophy my Thespian staged copy Dark Depths, and I had a Stifle. So what we did here was we actually stifled our Dark Depths ability, because what that does is, obviously Stifle goes in the stack, and then it resolves, and then state-based actions are checked, which allows you to then put the Dark Depths trigger back on top of the trophy before the trophy gets to resolve, which is crazy. So that was a very cool little play that we had earlier. We will keep this. This is a fantastic hand. This is a really nice hand. Can't do much better than this. The funny thing is as well, I didn't really know about that interaction, but I listened to Leaving a Legacy this week, and they had someone on, and I wish I knew their name, but they had someone on, and they actually brought that up as like a line that could happen with like Stifle in Rainbow Depths, which is very cool. Very, very cool. I will definitely explain it. I will explain it. After this match, if that's all good. I think it's just Plague because I guess Grist is kind of cool. Pretty good. No hand disruption. Okay. Possibly there, I should have actually played the Wasteland, because if they untap and go Dark Depths Hexmage, I do have double swords, but I'd love to not allow them to have this line. Like, I think that's a really loose play by me. Hexmage is a vampire, correct. But this is mostly for Safekeeper, just because of how good Safekeeper is in this matchup where it can go pretty long. I'm happy to get the Scrubland here. Means we have 2 white sources, but also everything online. So I could like aggressively Wasteland here, but I feel like they played it out as if they have Elvish Spirit Guide crop, so I think we're happy just sitting back and seeing what happens. Okay. The issue is here that I'm not pressuring. I guess that's not too bad because it allows us to play Reclaimer. Oh, sorry, Ramanap, and then also hold up Sword and Wasteland as interaction. And if they try to go off here, they're holding up the stage. Huh. Oh, maybe for Ghost Quarter Wasteland? That's fine because we still have double swords here. So they lose everything. Oh, they're passing? Surely not. Okay, there we go. We'll go after this. Oh, no! Oh my gosh! No, we misplayed! We should have allowed the Ghost Quarter to resolve so we could actually go and fetch the basic forest. Basic plains, and we didn't. Oh no, now if they have a protection spell, we have just thrown this game. Oh my gosh. Oh, huge. Terrible, terrible plays. Apologies. That is so bad. There's no need to Wasteland there because if you Wasteland, they copy. If you don't Wasteland, they copy. Little things. Little things. Yeah. Just one of those like kind of tunnel vision moments where they're ghost quartering your untapped Wasteland. Let's get value off this Wasteland. But the value is allow them to ghost quarter you to get the plains. Crazy. Crazy. That's tough because from there we have a really good board of like Ramanap getting back Wasteland each turn, like Plague if it matters. Tough. Sorry, team. Sorry. Yes, but I will quickly, okay. After this match. Show Yorion. Yeah, this hand is fine. Like, especially if this Once Upon a Time finds a creature, like a mana dork, I'm pretty happy to keep this. Has a little bit of everything. There's a bird. Thalia is also pretty nice. I actually don't mind Thalia here. Just like tap land pass Thalia into Grist. If we find another land that isn't tapped. Yeah, especially against like a Miracle. Surely that's a blue player. Why use Beast? I really like Beast to just like closing out games. It's obviously quite good at pressuring opponents Planeswalkers as well. A lot of creatures right now can't like block it, which is relevant. But yeah, Beast, one of those cards that you kind of see, like, that's kind of cool, but then you, yeah, like the, it's really good against Maze of Ith, like land decks. It obviously stops Maze of Ith. It stops, Mother of Runes as well, because damage can't be prevented, which is pretty nice. Forest is a great draw, because it allows us to definitely have 3 mana next turn. Yeah, like, Yashan was in the original list, and Yashan's definitely cool, but it is a little bit tough to... I mean, Library's a really nice draw here as well. To make use of by the time it comes down. Yeah, also being a 4-drop, hard to prismatic ending, obviously can't be bolted, which is pretty nice. I think Scrubland is fine. Black, white, green, grist. This seems forcible. I assume we see swords on Thalia here, then force grist. Or potentially just force grist, keep Thalia. The Warhammer cards in Legacy are interesting, especially for a like such a well-known brand. It's hard to see like the crossover without seeing them. Like, I'm glad that The Walking Dead didn't really have any like massive like key cards, because like I attack you with Glenn, I'll block with Rick, just doesn't really appeal to me. Like, unless you're playing something like a like a Walking Dead card game. Maze is pretty relevant here. I'm thinking of the cards I have to worry about. Thankfully, like, Endurance isn't one. Hull Breacher is a thing. I could see if they play the Hull Breacher and then as Prismatic ending it. I don't mind trying to bait it out, if they want to, like, block the insect. Rick is pretty good in humans. I've seen Eddie play it a little bit. Counterspell's fine. Yeah, Rick was probably the one that saw the most play. I think that Lucille's been getting some play. I saw Julian play a black-red, I think Warriors deck that played Lucille. And I think he got to take like an Emrakul and like a Grizzlebrand out of Sneak and Show, which is pretty crazy. Knights. Black-red Knights. There we go. I'll definitely go check that out if you want to watch some pretty cool Legacy content. Julian just like sets the bar as well in terms of like quality of content. Super, super impressive. Timeless Dragon isn't too bad because we just get to... I mean, we can just Prismatic ending it if we want, because it is just a token. Could also trade Thalia. Making the Timeless Dragon makes me think they don't have a sweeper, which is pretty nice for us. I honestly like just playing Prismatic ending. And then attacking for 4 and ticking up Grist. Could have also like mazed my own creature, but I don't think that's relevant here, which is nice. I think he got pretty close to a 5-0 if he didn't 5-0 with it, but it was pretty cool. Teferi's going to be fine. Hey Ava, welcome. Hope you're well. Let me quickly... switch this. Properties. Done. Nice. Okay. They are tapped out, which is nice. So we can go... I guess I could have actually played Questing Beast that turn. I probably should have, seeing it they're at 11. At 9. 1, 2, 3. Start with Thalia. At least if they force this... Oh, okay, they don't. This is Magic the Gathering Online, which is I believe, an early 2000s platform. It was built, obviously, before Arena, which now plays a lot of the more, I guess, more of the latest sets, like standard, historic. But it's the only place to play Legacy Online that is backed by Wizards. There's obviously some things like Cockatrice, which is another platform that's free, but... Are they going to go after the Thalia here? Oh, maybe they have like a bounce? No. Wow. Ah, they must have Supreme Verdict and just don't have a fifth land? Okay. This is fine. Because now we get to Questing Beast them. If we draw a land, we can play Thalia to make sure the Questing Beast can't be countered, and then just grist them. Yeah, nice. So let's go... Oh, we get a field trigger as well. Too good. Thalia first. And now because their Force of Wills cost 1 more, they can't actually cast them. So now we can go Questing Beast. Nice. Attack them. And then our graveyard is currently 1, 2, 3, 4... creatures? So close. I guess next turn we can just do it anyway. Oh, also Yorion. Hey Master, I always forget about Yorion in hand. But it's looking pretty tough for them. Okay. Honestly, not a whole lot here. I could potentially see Back to Basics coming in, so I don't mind taking out something like Collector Oof, which obviously has no real role in this matchup. Bringing in a Force... I don't see anything else, like potentially Plague Engineer for Mentor, but like everything else is pretty solid. I could see like Maze coming out and just bringing in the Plague. Also, just having another threat is kind of nice. But again, most of the sideboard is just there for combo, and then the main deck's there for the grind out. Hey PH, well thanks for checking out the YouTube content, and I'm glad you could make it to the stream. I've been testing out some editing with the stream, which the first one, a little bit too quick. So the platform that I use to edit my content allows you just to pull out all the silences, which is great, but it makes it very like bang, 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 instead of having that time for, yeah, users to kind of think about like why I made lines or me to talk about them in good amounts of time. A bit of an awkward hand here. No green mana, so I'm pretty happy to mulligan this. The Cradle, of course, only taps for mana once creatures are in play, so... this is actually a fantastic hand. Turn 1 Noble into turn 2 Grist or Thalia. We have a lot of lands here. We also have a once to find a land, so I'm pretty happy to bottom a Bayou here. The fetch is quite nice, because it obviously makes knights and reclaimers a bit bigger. And I think this once will easily find a land, so... Could never stop talking, that's very true. I like that. Alright. I'll start with the once. It is free. Okay. What do we want? What do we really want? I don't mind a second Thalia. Typically, blue-white decks have to deal with your creatures other than in a board wipe with 1/1 removal, so having a backup Thalia is nice. And I don't really need the land, but I could see a third land being nice, because traditionally mana dorks aren't great against these decks because of things like Terminus or Supreme Verdict. But I don't mind playing it a little bit risky and getting second Thalia. With this land, I will find that Bayou to have all my colors online, but Back to Basics is definitely a card to think about post-board. Oh, my turn. Sorry. If this gets a counterspell, I'd be very happy. Also, second Noble here is relevant because if they tap out for Teferi next turn and bounce one, the other can thankfully swing in and kill it to take it off the field. Also, pretty interesting to note that Grist is, of course, a creature spell on the stack, so it isn't taxed by Thalia. So with a Thalia in play, I only need 3 mana to cast Grist. Okay. Also, second Thalia relevant here because if it isn't great, we can just pitch to the Solitude, which we are also just 1 mana off casting, so... A lot of options opening up, which is nice. And I am actually very happy to see double duel from our opponent for 2 reasons. 1, turns on Wasteland, and 2, it means they probably don't have Back to Basics as a play here. Let's start with Thalia attack. There's no creature at flash speed that I'm really scared of, other than is it Static Caster would actually be very strong on this board. But thankfully we do have Solitude for that. Counterspell, okay. If they tap out for Timeless Dragon here, I'm pretty happy not to Solitude and pitch. I'm pretty happy to untap and see if we draw a land. No. But we can still attack with a 4/3 First Strike Thalia, which is pretty nice. And then I'm actually just going to Green Suns for Gaddock Teeg, because it turns off something like... So Green Suns for Gaddock Teeg turns off Supreme Verdict, which we saw, and I'm pretty scared of. It also turns off this Green Suns, but I think because it is quite a removal magnet, I'm pretty happy just to take that. I think that although I turn off my own Green Suns in hand, it turns off a lot more for my opponent. Prismatic Ending, Jason Mind Sculptor, Terminus, Supreme Verdict, Engineered Explosives, a lot of the cards that I'm actually scared of, so... Also means they can't force the Solitude. This is game 2. Yes, we were lucky enough to get game 1. Mainly off the back of Grist. Grist was really strong at just turn 3, play Grist, and then start ticking up. Okay. They attack, which is pretty interesting. Marsh Flats. So I can now Green Suns for 3 if I really want to. I kind of want to find a Wasteland as soon as possible, which would be through Night of the Reliquary, but of course I can't Green Suns just yet. I think we'll start with attacking with the Thalia. I could attack with both creatures, because I assume they're holding up removal for the creature that I attack with due to Exalted, but I also don't mind just trading off Thalia and then playing a second one. So I kind of want to put the heat on Thalia here. Or maybe I should have played the land if they're going to like flash in something like a... Is it Staticaster? No. What's this? Solitude. Okay. Well, hopefully they hit Thalia here and not Gaddock Teeg. This is more than fine. Probably could have also just paid with both my Thalias and left the Bayou untapped, just in case my opponent is still on some sort of back to basics plan. One downside of Marsh Flats in this version is that it can't fetch Dried Arbor. Interesting, they do nothing. Do I want to draw a card? Which puts me down on a land for Solitude? I think I do. Plague. Okay. Prime time. Alright. Well, we'll start off with Thalia. Petty theft. Okay. The question is, do I care about it, or would I rather have it for the Solitude? Dragon Zombie, Elemental Incarnation. I'm pretty happy to cast it. Also, just being a first striker against Solitude is quite nice. Okay, 6 mana. Council's Judgment. Okay. What if they have Prismatic Ending left? Yeah, okay. It's actually pretty scary because now I'm at 4, which means I have to Solitude. I have to draw a land here. I drew the land, but I guess we could Plague Engineer on... It's not great either. I could try to cycle into a white card for the Solitude. But even that's not great. I think sadly that's it. And then I can't fetch here. Tough. Maybe I should have gotten rid of the Timeless earlier. Not too sure. Just want to try to get as many creatures on board as possible. Ah, we could have got Yorion to pitch. Very true. I just forgot about Yorion. Apologies. Yeah, Yorion would have been sweet. Ah, the Brazen Burrower. The Brazen Burrower. Yeah. Tough. Maybe Maze is better than Cradle in this matchup. I'm not a big fan of Cradle in the Blue-White X control deck matchups, because they don't typically allow you to have a lot of creatures out at a time. Could see extra force, but see how it plays out. I think it was actually greedy, maybe, cashing in that Horizon Canopy, because that put us down from 5 lands to 4, and then we never recovered. So that was kind of it. A 2-lander, but we have the once. We also have Endurance. Like turn 2 Liberator. It's got mana and it's got a few things to do, but it might just line up a little bit awkwardly. I don't mind it. It has the field as well, which is quite strong. I can also just go Triome Pass. We don't currently have a 1-mana spell. So I might as well just go Triome, untap, and then go from there. This also gets us 1 deeper with the once. Okay. I will cast it now because if we draw into a mana dork, I want to play it. Or even the Outland Liberator off a creature. Off a land, sorry. I think I'd rather just have the land. And I will just get a basic here. Potentially not, but... like, I only need double green right now, so I think that's actually fine. Hey Dread, a huge thank you for the sub. 11 months is very cool. Hope you're well. Thanks for checking in. Probably just a prismatic ending. Get the threat off the board. Okay. Grist is nice, but this comes in tapped, unfortunately. Maybe there's a world where we keep the Outland Liberator and try to get some value off it, but also play the field to untap for 3 mana this turn. Verdant. They could be holding up. I'm pretty happy just to slam the Grist here. Wow. Wow, just a pass back? Yeah, tracking day and night in paper at competitive level would be the worst. So I'm very glad that MTGO does it for me. Spyglass is fine because we have the Force of Vigor and also the Prismatic ending. It's most likely naming the Grist here. But to have double answers for it is quite nice. I don't think I'm going to 2-for-1 myself and use the Force here. Just going to untap, see if we draw into a land. Nice. And then just try to hold up Endurance, but also try to get rid of this Sorcerer's Spyglass. Nice. Get a free attack. And then up Grist. And keep going. Grist is really nice because I don't really have to build out the board here. This could be like a Ruination potentially, or just 3 mana. Okay, they're gonna Prismatic Ending here. I think in that case, I'm pretty happy to get damage going, but probably hold on the Questing Beast and keep up the Endurance. That's definitely an interesting thought. I could either play the Endurance here to start swinging for 5, or I could untap, play the Questing Beast and get in. I assume they have a Source to Plowshares, but it's kind of what do I favor. The Endurance has a little bit more utility, also being able to get rid of like a Timeless Dragon potentially. I think I'm actually happy just to not do anything. Ooh. Just gonna play a Noble and pass. But definitely tough. Like, I don't want to be too sheepish on building out a board. Okay. But hey, thanks for coming in and joining. Hope you're enjoying the content. If you want to find me on YouTube, you can find me here. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me here. Hey, Rounded. Are you Mr. Bailey? Or someone who plays Yorion Mav? I think I am going to go for the Endurance here. Which means I do have to fetch, which is fine. I'll just get a Forest. I really want to play around any sort of land destruction here. And also, they can't snap any of these in end step, which is kind of nice. pretty nice. We'll attack first. With all. Attacking with all because it obviously does 1 more damage, and if I attack with just 1 with it, I should have also tapped the Noble there for mana. I think it's easier to hold up mana in my lands than through Noble and what's in play. But hey, looking pretty good. Library a fantastic draw. Like, we're at 18 life, they're not pressuring us. Without something like Nasset on the field or a Hull Breacher, it's probably going to be drawing an extra 2 cards. Ah, very cool. Yeah, Mike, a huge thank you for sending it through. I couldn't find your email through PayPal, so I just sent you the list on PayPal like Messenger. But I made a few little tweaks. Hopefully you're okay with them. But the deck's being solid. We had a little bit of a misplay against Rainbow Depths, but otherwise looking pretty strong. Nice. I'm pretty happy just to pay for all of these. Nothing? I think I'm happy here just holding back. But like, potentially a reason to play to the board is something like a Hull Breacher into Days Undoing if that's what they're on. Like, losing the Thalia wouldn't be that bad. And I think Justin, yeah, let's go for like this. Just taxes every little bit. They're also at 5, so like Questing Beast next turn is pretty much lethal. Ah, I could have got Yorion, very true, yeah. Yeah, definitely Yorion. Opponent just says their baby woke up, so they're going to be back. But yeah, I think, yeah, that's just an issue with not playing with Yorion is you just forget about Yorion. So I think I actually will from now on just have probably this kind of centered over here, just to always know it's there. But yeah, I think although Yorion Maverick doesn't have the synergy within the deck to really favor it over something like Death and Taxes that has a lot of ETBs and value of creatures that you blink, I think it does have a lot of consistency with things like Once Upon a Time, Green Sun Zenith, that although you're playing an 80 card deck, this hasn't really felt like an 80 card deck. It feels a lot like a 60 card deck that just has a lot of options, which is really nice. I mean, a few of the mulls have been just like mana, but that's always going to happen. We are running 32 lands with 6 mana dorks, 4 Once Upon a Times, and then, you know, the Green Sun Zeniths to go and find Dried Arbor as well. So I think 32 is kind of a sweet spot. I guess Maze of Ith is potentially half a land, if not just a spell, so I guess 31, but I think anything above 30 is fine. Oh, they don't attack. Okay, what can we do here? Green Suns. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, okay. I don't want to get too greedy. Grist is exiled. Just have a quick look at the deck again. Oh, Titania? That's kind of cool. But I kind of want to just get Gaddock Teeg, most likely. Field triggers, that's really nice. I'm just going to attack with the Thalia because I don't want them blocking one of these and just gaining. Should have played 100 cards. I know, right? So one is a snow-covered forest, and one is just a forest. So they actually have different names, which is kind of cool. Wandering Emperor. Okay. Maybe I should have green sunned first, but I guess they would have called that out. Safekeeper is also pretty interesting, but I think Teeg here is just better. And then we will put Yorion in hand. The one thing about this deck is that there is a lot to do. So I can see why 4-color players in Modern go to Time all the time, because there's just so many little things you can do. Oof. Okay. That's not too bad. Because this now has, I guess, first strike, so that's kind of lame. You could definitely add another Triumph for Prismatic. There's, I guess, like with Minsk as well on the deck, you might want to add something a little bit extra. Maze is really sweet here. But I can't pay any more. Okay. Yeah, Fiend was the card that was hard to fit in because it came to a situation where I did want to have Fiend Artisan, but it got to a case where there's a lot of ways to find creatures, but those ways are taking up the slots of having your one-off creatures. But surely there's a place in here where I can find like one Fiend at least. Sanctuary for Pyroclasm? Sure. A little bit scary, I'll admit. Flooded Strand is fine. Sure. Oh, so they have instant speed. Prismatic. I probably just want the Excavator here, because it gets the lands back. Oh, nothing? Oh, Wasteland. Thraben and Gaddock are very cool. I wonder if they are playing... actually, I believe the tick up on... Yeah, the tick up for Prismatic is all of my turns, so they can actually still go for it here if they want to. Yeah, Thraben and Gaddock are pretty cool, but Dress Down is a big card that hits all of those sort of things. Oh, they're going to Supreme Verdict. That's going to be fine. Interesting. Now what? Nothing. Put on top. I probably just want the land here and then play the Yorion. So that triggers the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yorion. Nothing. Definitely a grindy game. So they still have Pyroclasm as a card in hand. Solitude. Okay. That's fine. That is another card, which is nice, off the library. I can also shuffle them away, which is nice. Bayou is another card. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I guess bog them. They come in tapped, I believe. Yeah. Probably bog and Windswept, because Windswept can go and get the other planes. But now I have to think about time as well, for sure. The bog will be them. And I will attack with both of these. But I definitely feel some sort of sweeper coming. Yeah, this should definitely draw out the chasm. I assume they have something else as well. Sure. 2 cards left for them. Nothing. I don't even know what I have left, so let's attack first. Canopy and flagstones. I should have also checked. The force was just in case of something like back to basics. Teeg is in the bin, unfortunately. I could Green Suns for endurance and target myself, but I kind of just want to make sure the game finishes here. And just take as many, at the least amount of game actions as possible. But thankfully, end step. Actually, I don't want to 6 just in case. We do have 3 minutes. We've got a lot of time. Titania is pretty cool. I was thinking about Sylvan Safekeeper. Would be pretty interesting. So they have 2 cards left. I think I don't fetch here and just hold the fetch. Wasteland's pretty sweet. Put on top, put on top. Attack them. I will still use the ability. Settled the wreckage, so that'll be pretty good. Petty theft, sure. Nice. A grind fest, I will say. Alright. For the person who was asking before about the Dark Depths interaction. Alright. So. We went for the combo. So we had Thespian stage copying Dark Depths. Our opponent let that resolve. We then had a Thespian stage that was a copy of Dark Depths. We allowed the original Dark Depths to go to the bin because you can't have 2 copies of a legendary land. My opponent then tried to Assassin's Trophy the Dark Depths copy that has no counters on it, so it's triggering to make a Marit Lage, but you also have to sacrifice the Dark Depths itself to get the 20/20. So here what my opponent is doing is destroying the Dark Depths so that once the Dark Depths trigger goes in the stack, it'll fizzle because there is no longer a Dark Depths to sack for the 20/20. So we have a Stifle, which might not seem like it does anything here, but what you can do is you can stifle your own Dark Depths trigger, which will essentially stifle it, but then what will happen is between the Stifle and Assassin's Trophy, as with any sort of spells, state-based actions will be checked. The game will see Dark Depths in play with no counters on it, and it will trigger again. So it'll actually trigger above the Assassin's Trophy, which means that you'll get your 20/20 because you get to sack Dark Depths, and then the Assassin's Trophy will try to resolve, but of course it will also fizzle because there is no longer the Dark Depths there in play. So pretty sweet, pretty cool. Pretty cool interaction that hasn't come up yet, but it did finally come up. And it was cool to pull it off. But yeah, I think probably one thing in this sort of deck is definitely look at your Green Suns package and be wary of it going into games, because there I had no idea that like what to get. I had no idea, like I could see things in the bin, but I wasn't too sure what's left in the deck. Definitely be more aware. Be more aware. Alright. On the play, which is really nice, we will show Yorion. And we have a pretty nice hand with Once Again. Like turn 2 Thalia, we have Knight and Endurance of Interaction. Let's keep this. Alright. Start with Once. I don't mind the Solitude, it could be dead though. I don't mind just taking the Canopy. Getting our colors online. The little things, exactly. Snow-covered plains. Relic, okay. This could be Dead Guy Ale. A deck that does play main deck Relic, or has been in recent times. It could also just be like a I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I know Delthar trophied with Dead Guy Ale, playing 3 main deck relics, and it does play basic planes, so... Ooh. Okay. Something with Saga? Yeah, could definitely be something with Saga as well. Typically Saga white decks play Chalice, but you never know. Windswept? Okay. These are definitely my sort of colours. Snow-covered forest. Swords. Okay. Didn't really care about it, so that's pretty nice. White painter or hammer? Yeah, the green definitely took me off. I think here I'm happy just to ramp and not show the Wasteland just yet. There could be a world where my opponent goes to... I guess I could have also knighted the relic there so they couldn't draw a card off it. Green Suns for 2? Okay. Potentially Ice Fang? Yeah. Maybe this is like a Lurin? Library's pretty nice. We get to hit the Trop. I probably want to keep the Knight if this is a Lurin and not just hit the Relic, but I don't mind playing... I'm actually going to attack first and see if they trade or not. Because if they don't trade, then they probably don't have an Lurin in hand. Yeah, they're just going to allow it to go through. Yeah. Could be Food Chain as well. Ah, that actually makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because they want to exile their own Mistolo Griffins or cards like that are in the graveyard. Yeah, Food Chain makes a ton of sense. Yeah, definitely hard to play Food Chain online. Interesting. Holding up the mana. Oof is actually pretty nice. It does stop the combo. Actually, I'm just going to pay for all of these. There's no real value to any of them. I assume they didn't pop because they have a removal spell for the oof. Oh, they're playing Field of the Dead. Maybe this is just like a Bant midrange deck. Don't really just want to pop the Endurance either. Love to find a Green Suns. Nice. In that case, I probably want the Safekeeper as well. No, because we have the Caracas, we don't need it. Nice. Titania. All right. Oh, no. I could have Endurance in response. I probably should have because they have the Windswept Heath. Oh, they get to target it. Okay. I'm pretty happy to Endurance this. Then we have the Caracas for it if needed. And then we also have the Questing Beast and the thing next turn. Hey Mike, welcome. No, because we are Green Sun, so I actually don't have it. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, okay. We're at 13, so I'm pretty happy to pay for at least one of these. Probably start with Swords on Titania. Like, I could Caracas it, but if they have like some value land and get it back next turn, it just gets out of hand, so I'd rather just Swords it. You think we hardcast Solitude? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I get to Questing Beast this turn though, which is quite nice if I Swords. That's the only reason that I like this line. And then Solitude is still at instant speed, if needed. I haven't, but I know that Mark Strassman has, Strass Daddy on Twitch, who has just been championing Maverick for a long time. I've definitely moved kind of between like Maverick and Depths and D&T in a few decks, but Mark sticks on Maverick and gets the reps in, which is very cool to see. Green Suns for 3? This is going to be fine. I assume it's going to be either Leovold or Knight. Could be Knight of Autumn, take out the Sylvan Library. It doesn't do a whole lot. Okay. This is fine. Kind of get our value off that anyway. Opponent might actually just start attacking with both of these. Yeah. Which is more than fine. Kind of like just holding up the Solitude here. This is if you control 7 or more. 2, 4, 6. I guess I could Solitude the Dried Arbor right now. No more Stifles tonight, unfortunately, but I do want to go back to it for sure. I think I do want to take out the Dried Arbor. I can do it in response? Okay, cool. Nice. Thanks, Jack. I guess if they have a fetch land, they could respond, but see how it pans out. Okay. Uro. Okay. They didn't play a land. They also are pretty far off being able to cast it, which is nice. I think I just let this slide and then hit the Dried Arbor. They don't have a land in hand. Oof is fine. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dryad. Ooh. Ha ha ha. I potentially don't mind Green Suns for Grist. Could get Titania. Currently nothing in the bin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't mind. We are also on Titania Jack. I think I could have attacked with everything there, but this is fine. I actually don't mind Endurance, just to get rid of that Uro. Yeah, Sagas would be pretty sweet. I think there's a lot you could do with this sort of shell. I think you, Jack, built a deck that had Titania in Modern that looked really sweet. Or you showed me a list that you thought would be pretty cool. Another row. Okay. That is fine. Two for 6. Alright. Alright, Jack. Could be anything off the top. Claimer. Okay. Pretty happy to start with attacking. Don't need to play the knight yet. Yeah, I could just add Yorion to hand. I think at 6 we're pretty set. 4 life. The zombies and this can't block the beast, which is sweet. We have Exalted with Noble. So we currently have unlethal, lethal blockable. Who's... Okay. They only have 1 green currently. But it does put them back up. Ooh. Oh, no opponent. Because now we can just Prismatic Ending the Scoos and swing. Okay. Another Exalted creature would do it as well. Green Suns would do it. Haha. Actually, I don't even need to Green Suns here because we have the Exalted anyway. So I will actually just go for a Safekeeper. Yeah. Yeah, they tapped the green, which is huge. Nice. Nice. Questing Beast. Doing it, which is nice. Okay. I think in this matchup, I'm still not sure what it is. I like the Plague. I'm not sure if I really want anything else. Like, I don't think the ley lines are worth it, but potentially the ley lines are just better than some of the cards in the deck, like Teeg, Collect Oof potentially. They use Titania, so I think that it might be a case of Leyline just being better than some cards in the deck. Like Thalia doesn't seem that great. I don't mind 1 Thalia. And even if we don't bring in the Force of Vigors, we still have Outland Liberator and Night of Autumn. Prismatic Ending, a few ways to deal with different types of permanents, which is cool. Oh no, we didn't show Yorion, but that's fine. A bit of an awkward one. We know what we're up against. I don't mind it. I think the once has a pretty high chance of hitting a green source. But not showing Yorion is pretty interesting. Yeah, very true. We're just flexing. Tough. Opponent on 6. Green Suns for Dryad. Right. Nice. I'm pretty happy to ramp as well. Battleoids Maverick. I saw someone recently do like a 300 card deck, I think it was, or maybe a 500 card deck in Modern. It was huge. Absolutely huge. Let's just go with Reclaimer. And then we can hold up the bog here. Someone was on 500 cards and paired into it on stream. Oh, on Mill? Another Wasteland. Okay. Oof. Still not the worst. Like, they don't have the best clock. Okay. Misty's pretty nice. I guess they've already used 2 Wastelands, so I think here I'm happy just to attack first. I guess Endurance is a thing. Maybe I should have been worried about Endurance. But their mana's also pretty tough here. They do nothing? Wow. Well, we're definitely Wastelanding. I think we're casting once first. What do I want to do this turn? Yeah, let's once first. Oh, Plague Engineer? Nice. It kills the Dryad. It's actually pretty interesting. I don't mind getting the Plague Engineer into play here. Yeah, just going for Wasteland and then using this to cast Plague on the Dryad. No float mana. Easy attack as well. This is fine. Really tough spot for them. Like, even if they have swords, I guess if they have swords and then Wasteland our Wasteland, potentially they can stay in, but wow, just a pass back. Floating 3. Sky Turtle. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Bog's in our hand, so that is going to be fine. I think here we just jam with everything, to be fair. It's 13, I believe. I'm not sure if their deck plays Crop. But I think I'm still okay with Crop. Because we can double Wasteland if needed. Yeah. Tough. That was pretty nice. Like, they Wastelanded us pretty heavy and had the swords, but we luckily just kept drawing mana, which is quite nice. Wasteland the Waste? Yeah. Definitely a lot of options. It's kind of nice to take them off color, though. But hey, it is nearly midnight, so my thought process is going to be a little bit off. No. No. This deck wants to make land drops, and this hand does not make land drops. This hand is a lot better. It's probably the field, just to like make sure all my colors are online, then field can happen later on. Ooh. Chalice. Okay. Not too bad. I probably want to play out the fetch land to get double green. Just in case of a Blood Moon. But if not, we can go and get Scrubland and then Prismatic the Chalice. Saga. Okay. Not a Blood Moon deck. Oh, it's going to be a... it's going to be 8 cast, potentially. Hey, Legacy Council. Ooh, redeem to stream Legacy Challenge. Okay, let me quickly get my diary. Which is here somewhere. Alright, it's going to be Saturday the 8th. Saturday the 8th will be the challenge. A huge thank you. Huge thank you, Council. Okay. I think best draw here is just going to be a land. So we can Green Suns... Oh, it's tap land. I was going to say Green Suns for Collector Oof. So I think we might just go Maze here into Noble. Maze keeping off the Saga. I did curse myself. I guess I could play a Yavimaya in this deck, potentially. Not too bad. But it's really only Maze. I guess other colors like Bajuk Bog and things like that could then tap. It's definitely a lot of creative space. Well, they could also get Pithing Needle off the Saga to name Maze. See what they do. Yeah, okay. Jeez. Alright. Well, I guess Collector Oof is off the table. It might just have to be Night of Autumn. Unless we draw a land, then we can Solitude one. Maybe that's the play. How do we Solitude one? Ah, of course, we only have this mana. Yeah. That is on me. I guess the play then is... yeah, Night of Autumn. I think Night of Autumn is better than... Yeah, Night of Autumn giving me the body is probably the best thing. Okay. Not much we can do there. I like the forces. I don't mind Deafening Silence on the play. This probably isn't a matchup where I want a lot of, like, big stuff. Like, Caracas, I think, can definitely come out. Gaddock Teeg can come out. Endurance is okay, but not great. Safekeeper's fine against, like, bounce stuff. Oh, of course, they do play... Yeah, of course. I'm just having a big brain fart. Apologies. I think it's just going to be the Thalias. Thalias can be okay, but I could trim. Beast is fine, especially getting through Thopters. Night of Autumn, Endurance. Yeah. Is there a land? Like maybe a field instead, just keep one Thalia? Plague, sorry, yeah, Plague should definitely be in here. Yeah, it might just be A Endurance. Like, we have a lot of ways to deal with Emery that we don't really care about their graveyard. But a 3/4 flash is kind of cool. Alright, show Yorion. And we have a force, we have like a bit of a plan, which I don't mind, so I'll probably keep this. It's probably Reclaimer turn 1, but I could Reclaim it into Flagstones and then go from there to build out. I could also turn on just a really good turn 2 play off the top with turn 1 bird. I don't mind bird. Also gets me closer just to hard cast force. I'll let them tap it for mana. Alright. I could respond with force here, but I'm happy allowing it. Nothing. Think small. I think it's the Reclaimer that I want to keep, and I just want to hit these two and take them off a bit of mana. Endurance is nice, but I think Reclaimer just being a utility to find creatures is quite nice. I'll find Wastelands for sagas down the line. It is slow, but like endurance is just a vanilla 3/4 pretty much. Yikes. Could play the Cradle there to get more mana. Yeah, and Endurance wouldn't be racing for long against this sort of deck. I mean, the Sagas are already going to be 3/3s, 4/4s next turn, 5/5s after that. Okay, that's a start. I wonder if I just want to get Ramen up here. I don't mind that. But the Construct's going to be annoying. Well, it's between Ramanap or Collect Oof here. Two, three, 4, 5 Green Suns. Yeah, I think it might just be Oof. Definitely a tough one though. Yeah, it's true. Maybe taking off the I was trying to think of a 1-drop that I care about, like maybe like a, I guess Spell Bomb is turned off. Yeah. No attacks. I think it's just going to be another Wasteland. Take them off the tomb. 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, did we take out Titania? I think we did. Yeah, we did. Okay. We do have Ramanap. Knight of Autumn's actually pretty strong here. Grist is cool as well. I think it might just be Knight of Autumn, take out the Construct, attack, and then also hit the Ancient Tomb. There's a lot of good things here. Could have also tapped in a way that I could have held up the Reclaimer this turn. But I obviously want to be able to take them off. Like, Kappa Cannoneer is pretty strong here. They do have the island for it. Emery's not too bad. Well, there's Kappa, because we do have Bajuka Bog. And Flagstones to sack. I believe this is target. Choose target artifact card in your graveyard. Yeah, so we can actually wait on that. They only get back Mox Opal. That makes me think they have a Kappa in play or in hand. Yorion to hand. Thank you. Yes, definitely. Apologies, guys. Yorion to hand is actually relevant as well because of the Night of Autumn. And I believe we just have lethal on the swing back. Unless they have a way to bounce. 2, 4, 7. Nice. The big question is probably the deafening silences on the draw. And if I want to switch those out for something. Yeah, I was definitely thinking about Mindbreak Traps instead of the deafening silences. Because they do similar things. So instead of stopping your opponent from casting a bunch of stuff, you allow them to cast a bunch of stuff and then Mindbreak Trap the really important spell. I think I'm happy just with that sort of swing back. Not the worst hand. Like, we have Wasteland for Saga, we have Swords for an early Emery, we have mana, we have Once to find something. Yeah, it's definitely a tough one. There's no, like, banger, but like, we have some good spells to draw into, like Force of Vigor, Mindbreak Trap. I think I would keep this, but I'm happy to see what a mulligan looks like. Huh. I think we just keep this in bottom 1 trap. And keep 1 once and then other once. I don't think I keep both traps. It's interesting. Yeah, this is the type of hand that I would have liked the Wasteland hand against. Ooh, there it is. One. 2. Well, I guess we're just playing the Bog. Don't think there was a better time for that card to show up. Okay. 1 spell. 2 spell. Ah, oh, come on. Come on, opponent. What is this? That's pretty nice. I kind of want to fetch here for a Savannah, which allows me to Swords and then potentially draw into a green source for Endurance. I kind of don't want to Swords this though, because it is cast, which might make my opponent pedal and then cast it for free. But it is, yeah, which would gain them a mana, which is like 1 more spell, potentially. That allows me to hold up Once Upon a Time. I think I'm okay with that. There's nothing right now that's really broken. They also have a lot of mana already that I don't think that's a play. Yeah, Cap is definitely like always going to be a big thing to be worried about. But I think I have to be at a position where it's like, if they have that, then I just have to get to the amount of lands that I need to get there. Happy to take the 1. They're just going to pass back. Very odd. That actually makes me want to go for once here. Solitude, Thalia, Flagstones. I think Windswept Heath. Just to get that extra green source, which allows me to hold up Endurance next turn. Oof. I think in response to this one, though, I will... No, I don't... yeah, I do. Like, they could pedal and get that back, but I'd rather just swords this now. And if they get pedal back, they get pedal back. They let it go. Okay. I could just cast Endurance, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, Endurance definitely the better play there. Crucible. They haven't played a land yet, have they? And they've only cast 2 spells so far? Emery? Yeah. I'm also making land drops that I don't really care about, Kappa, which is nice. Just go for Bayou here. Double black isn't relevant, but... Maybe Outland Liberator? Potentially Wasteland? Don't really care about Wasteland because of the Crucible. Seiju, okay. Sure. I think here I'm happy just to cast the other Endurance. Keep things going. They have 3 cards left. I think I actually just allow them to have the Emery for now. And see if I can potentially swords a Kappa. I don't really care about it, I don't think. I could exile this, which is pretty funny. I think that's worth it, because that just takes this a lot of value away from the Emery. Field. One, two, three, four, five, 6. I guess that's why I should have got Scrubland. No, the sword was looking at my hand that they saw. Nothing? What do they have in hand? Dismember. Okay. Yorion! Yes! Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. Yorion. Come on, man. Remember. Too kind. Thank you, Dread. All right, one. Yeah, I should definitely keep it open for sure. Oh, what do we hit? Oh, Wasteland? It isn't named, which is nice. I think Wasteland is better here than Grist. And start getting the field going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I'm making fetch for Dried Arbor. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I could have considered sorting the 2/2. It's just Kappa that's really tough. Like, I'm not too scared of Brazen Borrower here. I think I will get Dried Arbor. Whew. Is that just lethal? It is. I have to have a force. This is also slowly turning off these ancient tombs, which is nice. Is now the time to hit the Emery? Allows me to get in 1 extra damage? I think it is. See if they want to fight over this. They do. Force negation. Okay. Oof. Okay. Yeah, force negation is definitely interesting. I think we're just going to hold up force negation here. One spell? I only have 1 spell left in hand. Will they see the Force of Vigor? Graph Cage is fine. So we have 9 minutes, so we have a lot of time here. So if we don't force here, we untap, we attack with the zombie, they have to block with Emery. I guess we get to attack with the Dryad Arbor as well. They can no longer force they can no longer tomb. Cage with Emery is interesting, so they can't actually cast it. Yeah, I don't think we actually force here, we just untap. They draw a card now. Knight. Alright. There is a world where I Wasteland here, but I don't think it's relevant. Sure. That's one spell. So if they cast one more spell, we can then... Ooh. I think I'm happy to hit this before this taps for mana. I could also Force of Vigor it, but I think that's fine. Spell Bomb. Yeah, Bomb is going to be fine. They've only cast 2 spells, right? Let me have a quick look. Cast Thought Monitor. Play Saga. Cast this. They could be really greedy and try to bounce their own Thought Monitor. I think, like, just in case they have something, we block. I think we end step destroy the Thought Monitor. I think going to 2 is fine. Oh, they're going to draw a card. Okay. Nice. I think thankfully we had them done. Like, I don't think there was a card there that got them out of it, but pretty interesting. We're currently 3-1. And to be fair, like, that game against Rainbow was my own, yeah. We'll learn from it. We'll definitely learn from it. But yeah, close game. Hey, Jax. Hope you're well. Thank you for your kind words before. Very much appreciated. Hope everything is well on your end. 4-0 in our hearts. Look, the deck has been pretty nice. Like, it's been consistent, which is what you want. Obviously, with all the tutors, you have a lot of flexibility on what you need to answer and having answers for it. I don't know, Jack. That's always an interesting one because I find... I'm not sure if it's just when I'm on Maverick or Depths, but a lot of the game 2s and 3s against 8-cast typically start with land pass. Sometimes an artifact land, sometimes a saga, and they just want to drop like a tomb or like a Mox Opal and another source the following turn. So like the Wasteland's really nice, but I think you also can get a little bit punished against decks that can be very aggressive like 8-cast for keeping a hand like that, where it's a good hand, maybe in the blind, but against 8-cast you might want to mulligan to something a little bit better. but pretty tough. Alex West, welcome. Hope you're well. Yeah, the deck has been really solid. A huge thank you to Mike for sending it through. Yeah, like I think there's a lot of like little things you could definitely tweak and play around with. Like when you're playing a land package with Knight, Reclaimer, and Primetime. When you're playing a Green Suns package, you have a lot of Green Suns cards. Michael wanted to play with a Black Splash, which is more than fine. Like being able to hardcast ley lines or just grab Engineer is very cool. Also, just 3 colors is great for Prismatic Ending. But yeah, that's a great point, Jack. There's always little things that come up that I'm like, maybe I should have kept it, maybe I shouldn't have kept it. We will also keep Yorion open. Oh. I think this is a mull. Doesn't really have a great plan. Like, we don't have a card to pitch to Solitude. We can't Green Suns for Arbor turn 1. Yeah. Well, this is just a bog hand, so actually I'm just going to mulligan this. Straight up. This is actually a lot better. And this is actually a pretty nice hand. I think we're just going to put back the Ancient Tomb and the Titania, and then we have a great 5. Like, nothing to complain about here. My opponent has played Oops or Spells before, but only once. So we're just going to lead on Reclaimer, which also allows us to hold up Bog next turn, which is relevant against that deck. But not too much main deck for Oops if it is Oops. And it is going to be Oops. Okay. At least we have some good sideboard cards for it. Pretty much everything. I assume it's just like a pretty normal looking list. There's not too much to say. But for anyone who's watching who isn't too sure how this deck works, pretty much you get a bunch of mana, put a creature into play that allows you to put everything into your bin like Balustrade Spy, because the deck does not play any lands. It only plays spell lands like these double ones. And then your Narcomoebas go into the bin, which when they're put into your graveyard from your library, put them back into play, and then usually you have a mixture of creatures to sacrifice to Dread Return to get back Thassa's Oracle, which then, when it comes into play, it wins the game because there are no cards left in their library. But I'm actually quite happy, even though that's kind of a non-game, that we get to kind of just bring in everything. Like, we have a pretty great sideboard for combo. Primetime, Titania, Caracas definitely, Grist, Ramanap, Questing Beast, Solitude's most likely. Like, we like the ley lines, we definitely like the Mindbreak traps, we like the Force of Vigors for Leyline of the Void, we like the Deafening Silences. I don't mind the Plague Engineer either. Keep in Solitudes. I might see what else we can take out. The library's way too slow. The Knights, I don't mind going down to like just maybe 1 Knight. Knight of Autumn is nice, just in case we don't have like a hand with Force, but they have like a turn 1 side. It could, like, is it Plows? Like, I assume Plows are the pretty easy one. Like, keeping in 1 plow. Hey, High Star, welcome. I don't mind Safekeeper, but I don't think the deck plays like bounce spells. Like, I don't think I actually need Sylvan. Yeah, maybe I come back on like Solitude. Everything else is pretty sweet. Turns off bridge from below. I'm going to see how this goes. It's nice to have all these 4-drops that are obviously like pretty much free. Surely we keep one in hand. Yeah, this is a great hand. Like Leyline plus Deafening Silence does go down to Force of Vigor, but to back it up with like Gaddock Teeg is pretty sweet. Hey Ramar, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. We're also in the wrong place, sorry. There we go. And I'll just bring this over. Nice. We're definitely keeping this. Put a mulls to 5. They have a ley line. So we get to go once, hit a land, which is nice. I kind of just like the Verdant because then we can cast the Gaddock Teeg next turn. I'm not sure how they beat Gaddock Teeg. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, I don't believe they run any sort of bounce spells. Scrub. Petal Oracle Memories Journey. That's true. The question is, do I need to pop the Liberator here on the Chrome Mox? Or can I hold it? We're definitely casting it. Like, I kind of just want it for the clock. Hold? Yeah, cool. The flip is very good, yeah. I think I just hold that for the Solitude. It's like, I could also just get Yorion into hand. I think they also just wanted to flip the Outland. But oh no. Do I just want to Solitude that now? I assume we just Solitude this. And then we get to hit the Chromox. If a player casts at least 2 spells during their own turn, yeah. I don't think we're going to be getting to Yorion, so... Alright. Definitely a pretty big fight. I don't think I'm going to change anything. Just going to send this back. I could cut the maze. Yeah, maybe it's worth just having an extra sword as a white source. I don't mind that. Can maze Narco. Can also plague it. Alright. Need to keep just like a pretty broken hand, just like the first game. This does have Leyline backed up by Deafening Silence. Like, I think 2 pieces is fine, because then it also has a pretty nice plan. Reclaimer for Bog as well, yeah. Opponent mulls to 5. I don't believe they play Serenity. It's usually a mixture of Force of Vigor and then also the Evoke creature, I believe, that allows them to do that. Yeah, no Force of Vigor is pretty huge. So I think here we're just going to be holding up Bojuka Bog, and if not, just holding up Flagstones, or potentially even just Wasteland. Can you get a snow covered? Because it's the land I care about the least. Question is, do I go after green? Do I even care about the green, or do I go after black and just keep going after black? I also have Green Suns for Collector Oof next turn. I think that might be the play. Yeah, I think it might just be Flagstones this turn and then Green Suns the following turn. Now it's a tough one, because we obviously have a few options. We have Green Suns for Oof, which sounds great. We have Deafening Silence hold up Bog. Yeah. The only thing here is like a Force of Vigor potentially. But like next turn we can Wasteland and get Collector Oof. I think that's probably the play. See what we draw and then go from there. Of Flagstones. Okay. That's pretty sweet. Like this turn we could Wasteland the green source, and then 3 mana allows us to Green Suns for Oof. I think that's going to be the play, taking them off green. Yeah, so we can play a land here and then hold up the Cradle to mean we can hold up the Reclaimer as well. Collector Oof. Yeah, looking pretty good from here. Let's go for Scrubland. And then probably just find a Wasteland. Okay, I get you. Just want to start actually beating down now. Holding up the Reclaimer. We do have a Bajuka Bog, which is nice. Nice. Alright. Finished 4-1. Which is kind of cool. Deck was a blast to play. It was really fun. Go to Decktech. Look, I think this is a deck that you have to kind of play a lot of to really know where the ins and outs are, but overall the build felt really nice as like a 1.0. I really like the sideboard of just like having a really good grindy game in the main deck and then just having a lot of hate for combo, which you see in like Death and Taxes. Oh, 79 cards? What did I take out? Oh no, did I double click on something accidentally? I think I did. What did I click on? 32 lands, 21 creatures, 17 other? 4, 1, 1, 1, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 1, 1. I think it might have been a Noble Hierarch. I believe we just played with 4 Nobles. But yeah, like, performed really well, and I think thanks to the just consistency of green, like having Green Sun Zenith, the Once Upon a Times were pretty fantastic. The deck is relatively low to the ground as well, so a lot of 5s and 6s allowed us just to cast, 2 spells on turn 2, which was nice with a little bit of mana. That's very interesting. Did I accidentally drop Wasteland? Huh. Alright. I'm gonna find it. I really want to actually find this. Alright. The sideboard's definitely there. So we have 4 Windswept, 3 Wasteland, 3 1 Safekeeper. 1 Safekeeper. There's no Safekeeper. That's what it must have been. That was actually a lot easier than I thought. Nice. But yeah, deck was sweet. A huge thank you to Michael for sending through the donation deck list. I'm going to run it back as well. He sent through a little bit more than usual, so I'm definitely going to give this another crack. And maybe if you guys have any thoughts, leave me a comment if you're watching this on YouTube. But otherwise, that's going to be me. It's nearly 1 AM and I've got to go for a run at 6:30. So I will say thank you to every single one of you coming and watching. If you guys want to find me on YouTube, you can find me here. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me here. And of course, at thegreensunzenith.com. Currently doing some work on a sideboard guide for Naya Depths, but more so around the strategy of matchups rather than just like a classic in and out. So just giving like a few minor dot points on like who's the beatdown, key cards, what to look for, what to like not overvalue, little things like that. Like kind of a document where I'd like you to look at the matchup and say, close your eyes. How do you think you would board? Open your eyes. Have a look at how I would board. Would you board similar? If not, things like that. So hopefully that'll be cool. But yeah, thanks again. We'll see you next time. But of course, let's see who we can raid. And it looks like Tagores might be streaming some Magic. Nice. Oh, Aspiring Spike. Oh, Yellow Hat. There we go. I'm a big fan of Gabe. Alright, team. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.